Namaste. I am Parama Karuna from the Jagannathavallabhavedic Research Center. Today's video is from a meeting with some Hindu activists and Hindu leaders. Their presentation is quite interesting. It can help us understand better what Hinduism and Hindutva mean today. So if you have any questions, you can write to me. The address is in the description of this video, where you can also find other interesting links. Thank you, and to the next.
Open for introduction. Now, if you see in this entire crowd, I and Murli have interacted with all of you. Okay. Then next is, with Mataji, Prashant and Nirav, we have had discussions. It is only Shalapulai Iyengar is being brought in for the first time into this. Okay. I and Murli have already gone to Mysore and met them. Okay. Now, to give a little bit of background, we have told all of you individually and also in a group also that I and Murli started talking about it. Then I was speaking to my good old friend Nirav, and Nirav started connecting me to one person called Shivasi Sitaraman in St. Louis, okay, who in turn brought Mataji into the picture. Then Nirav brought Prashant into the picture because Nirav and Prashant are in the same building in Bangalore. So then we found that the birds of the same feather are flocking together. Okay. Now you have two kinds of birds here. Okay. One is the technical kind of people who want to build a platform, where you find Nirav, myself, and Murli. And also Prashant. Prashant is wearing double hat. Okay. Because he is also technical, as well as on the other side, he is also interested in the religion part. He is associated with some guru. And we have Mataji and Dr. Shalapulai Iyengar. Now, I don't want to introduce anybody. I want Prashant, Mataji, and Shalapulai Iyengar to do a self-introduction, a short introduction. And then, see, why did I bring people together is, if we want to launch this heritage platform, we want the users to come together, because otherwise people are going to wonder, okay, you come up with something, who's going to use it? Okay. Now, introduction about yourself.
Yeah, but okay, introduction about myself. Okay, so now Prashantji, Muralji, and Niravji already know. We have already met before. With Iyengarji, I was talking a little bit before Prashant came. So my introduction is that I'm not Indian by birth. That is, the elephant in the room. We should already, clarify the elephant in the room. I believe in Purva Janma, and actually I recovered, memories, and these include in Sanskrit, which I didn't study in this lifetime. So my personal, life and work has been recognized by many people as the undisputable proof, evidence of Purva Janma, because otherwise there is no explanation. Anyway, so I wrote a number of books, published a number of books, including Why I Became a Hindu. And I was mentioning earlier about translation and commentary to Bhagavad Gita. And I started traveling in India in '84, and I moved to Jagannath Puri in '94, and I stayed there until a couple of years ago. And hopefully I will be able to go back to my ashram there. I have an adopted son there, who also I talked to him this morning. He is from, a very, very high Gotra, very high, caste in Puri. He's the only male descendant of one of the 16 Sasana Brahmin families in the Mukti Mandap in Jagannath, in Sri Mandir, Jagannath Puri. So he is a big guy. And he's there, sitting in the ashram and taking care and waiting for me to go back, if I can. Otherwise, Jagannath Icha, whatever Jagannath will decide, I'm happy. I have been cooperating with the Hindu Renaissance movement that many people call Hindutva. Okay, I prefer to, different definition because I'm not a politician. I'm not interested in politics. But definitely I'm very interested in the original Hindu Vedic tradition, which is why I dissociated myself from ISKCON in '86. And by and large, I dissociated myself from the Gaudiya movement. So I am not representing the Gaudiya Sampradaya. Although I am very attached to Krishna Chaitanya, but I believe that Krishna Chaitanya belonged to the Adi Shankar Sampradaya, which is demonstrated by historical facts. Because whatever ISKCON is saying and Gaudiya Math is saying that they represent the Brahma Madhva Sampradaya, there is no such thing. Historically speaking, there is no such thing. So this is briefly. So my connection is more with the Jagannath tradition, and I've done a lot of research. I met a lot of people, and I established very good relationships. Like, for example, with the Deula Purohit of the Sri Mandir. So he came to our place and he did all the Shuddhi, Prayaschitta, Vrata Diksha, everything for me. So officially, I'm an Orthodox Hindu, legally. But of course, I'm not interested in going legal about that. I'm not interested. But I am definitely interested in helping people approach the original, genuine Hindu Vedic tradition, as we were talking with the Iyengarji earlier. So I think that my personal contribution to this project, Giriji, is the perspective at global level. Because presently at global level, not only in the West, but in India as well, there is not so much alternative to ISKCON. ISKCON makes a lot of success. It has, the type of project the Giriji wants to do, ISKCON have done for their own people, for their own organization. What I believe is that there are people who could be very interested to an alternative, who are not necessarily of Indian Hindu origin. This is my particular contribution that I feel justifies my presence in the meeting and in the project. And definitely, as Giriji was saying, my approach is a spiritual religious approach. I know very little, if anything, about technology because that's not my field, So if you bear with me about that, with my ignorance in the field, I will be happy to contribute in any way, I am able to. Okay, any question? Anybody has any questions about my work, my participation, my whatever?
Maybe after the one round of introduction.
Excellent. So I think this is enough. If anybody has any other question, I'll be very happy to answer. Yeah, please. Wonderful, wonderful.
Abhi, what you said about the Bhagavad Gita and commentary? Which commentary you have published that? Which one is the commentary?
Yes, I will put in the chat. Okay, this is my website, jagannathavallabhavedic.com, and in the bookshop page, of it is in 2 languages. It's the English side has a bookshop page, and all the links. There are all the PDF of my books, free download, and the links to the Amazon printed version. And by inspiration, I have been encouraged to write the translation and commentary. I am just I'm just an instrument. Nimitta matra.
Everybody is instrument only here.
I'm just nimitta matra bhava.
Nimitta matram bhava savyasachin.
Exactly. I am not claiming any authorship.
All are instrumental only in this world.
Exactly. But I thought that Bhagavad Gita deserved some some presentation that in my observation was needed according to Desha Kalapatra, because my work for the last many years has been focusing on separating the original Vedic, Hindu Vedic concepts from Abrahamic and post-Abrahamic cultural superimpositions, which were necessary up to some time ago. Because especially in the English-speaking world, most readers were somehow working from an Abrahamic or post-Abrahamic mentality background, which is not the case anymore, because Abrahamic and post-Abrahamic ideologies have been losing a lot of grounds. And in the West, people are more interested in the original, genuine Hindu Vedic version. So, we need to bring it out a little more, and especially in a way that is totally free from sectarianism. Because, for example, one of the most famous editions is the ISKCON edition, is Bhaktivedanta Swami edition. But I was in ISKCON for several years. I worked in the translation in publication department of ISKCON for about 8 years. I finished all the translation of the books in Italian language. But I could observe that their presentation of Bhagavad Gita is a bit sectarian. So I thought, okay, maybe we can keep the baby and throw out the bathwater. We keep the Bhagavad Gita as it should be, as it's supposed to be, as it is, and we remove what is Bhagavad Gita as we would like it to be. So
they also claim that Bhagavad Gita as it is.
That's exactly what I meant. I was hinting
to. Their translation is called Bhagavad Gita as it is. Okay.
Yeah, that's the title. Yes.
You say that it is a sectarian. So when you say it is sectarian,
it's
it may not
exactly as it is.
Exactly. Then you cannot say it is as it is.
No, exactly. This is why you may have guessed I'm not in ISKCON anymore. I disconnected myself from ISKCON in '86.
One thing I tell you, I have students or friends from all over the world, from all the most of them belongs to ISKCON and most of them not belongs to ISKCON. Both are there. I know the argument between the
Yeah.
The ISKCON people and also non-ISKCON people. I can say that they were also influenced by the ISKCON earlier, but later on they are not following the ISKCON thing. One thing with the traditional Hindu people, we people, like we are traditional, we can say we are traditional means we believe in the traditional books. That's it, text. Being the Kali Yuga, it is very difficult to follow all the rituals prescribed from the Brahmins even today in India also. This is what happening, because you know what happened, looted, burnt everything, and later on Abrahamic religions, they came and their exposure is more in India. And as you said, the influences, post-Abrahamic influences are also more. They contaminated everything, the minds of the Hindus and local people. So it is very difficult to follow all the rituals which are prescribed in the Shastra Granthas. Even then, there was an ideological debate between the ISKCON people and the traditional people. Whatever we say, that is like Shankara, Ramanuja and Madhva. The three acharyas,
I
claim
know
about
very well this field. I actually started to write the first volume of a series on Chaitanya, Krishna Chaitanya. Because this, you already know, that ISKCON claims to be the Brahma Madhva Sampradaya.
Now, let I finish. One thing is there, Hindu should believe the Vedic scriptures, but Vedic scriptures say about the Paramapada. The Paramapada is Narayana's abode. The Paramapada is explained in Vedic scripture, and Krishna says Taddama Paramam Mama, that is where I am living. In Vaikunta, it is said, Abrahma Bhuvanallokaha Punaravartinorjuna Mamupetyu Kaunteya Punarjanma Navidyate. This is the claim, and he says that it is Vaikunta Paramapada and all, because Veda says Tadvishno of Paramam Padakam Sada Pashyanti Surayaha Divi Vachakshuratatam Tadvipraso Vipandavoja Grabagam Sasamindate Tadvishno Paramam Padakam Sadapashan. Tadvishno Paramam Padam. That is the supreme place. But whereas the Vedic scriptures are silent about the Goloka, at the same time, the Bhagavatam, which they follow, is even Bhagavatam, it is not said the Goloka. So they say that it is Brahma Samhita. The Goloka is there in Brahma Samhita.
Yeah, Brahma Samhita is also another big chapter. Prashantji, one
minutes of your introduction.
Okay. Namasabhaji. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Dr. Selva Pillayengar from famous village Melkote. Melkote is also called Tirunarayanapuram. Why? Because in the 11th century, Sri Ramanujacharya came there and established Panchanarayanas in Karnataka and also Tirunarayana Swami in Melkote. We bought, like all our families are from Tamil Nadu. Originally, it was from Tamil Nadu. And Ramanujacharya initiated 4 people to Sthanacharya, Sthanapati or Sthanatar in inscriptions. Sthanapati means the caretakers of the temple on that time, the managers, you can say like that. It is completely religious headship, and also we were maintaining the total temple in the beginning. After Hoysalas, like Vijayanagara people, up to Odayars, we were maintaining the temples. Later on, now the Karnataka government is maintaining the temple, and also we are responsible for only the ritualistic ideologies, but all other financial ideology, financial controls, appointments, everything with the government. Now, only we are looking after the rituals according to Pancharatra Agama. Whatever the Hindu rituals are prescribed in the Shastras, we are taking care of that. I belongs to one of the Sthanacharya family in Melkote, that is called Yatiraja Dasar. This is the one name you can find in inscriptions and also in the Ramanuja Charitra, the history of Sri Ramanujacharya. So I learned Vedas and also Sanskrit there when I was in Melkote, and also I could read the master degree in archaeology. and got a gold medal, and also I have cleared my UGC examinations. That's what I'm appointed as a assistant professor of history in degree college. And later in 2012, I joined Karnataka State Open University. I am heading the Department of Archaeology, Ancient History and Archaeology in Karnataka State Open University. And I am residing in Mysore. And also, whenever there is a festivities in Melkote, I am going there. And I also, while studying, I was with Parakala Swami for 12 years. You know Parakala Swami, the one of the heads, like a royal pontiff of Mysore royal family. He was also one of the Sri Vaishnavite head. So Parakala Swami Mata is very famous in Sri Vaishnavism. So I was staying with him, learning some secrets and also agamas and other things. So I am also cleared my agama examinations like Pancharatra agama. I am Pancharatra agama Praveen. So this is my little humble, and I say that I am nothing. I am subtle, but I introduced it. Thank you, Swami Giri Swami. Is it okay?
Good. Good. So Prashant.
Please, Yankarji, can you please write the name so I'm going to copy and Google? Okay. Charles Shivashankara, he was in search of Hinduism. He came to me and he wanted to learn Rudram from me. And I said that you are being a mlencha because it is only prescribed for a Brahmin. You are a mlencha, I am not going to teach you the Rudram. What he said, you know? He said, if I am not learning, I am going to die here only in India. I will not go back to Brazil. Suddenly I said, this is the Shraddha. The Shraddha means complete dedication and also belief. You are a Brahmin, which is said in the Shastras that you are a Brahmin. So when you are having faith, belief and dedication towards the Vedic scriptures, they are considered as a Brahmin. You come. And I taught him Rudram, and you can just observe his videos. 3,000 people are chanting Veda in Brazil. Hundreds of. And one more thing is, he came to me and he said that I am believing in Advaita. I want to be a Shankarite. I want to follow Shankara Advaita. Is there any problem to you? I said that what is the problem for me? You learn Advaita only. Then what happened? He came to Melkote many times and he visited and he went to Kashi, where in Puri Swamiji Shishya, one of the Swarupananda Saraswati, gave him Hindu Diksha. He is built an ashram in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro, and also you can see number of pictures and Shankaracharya Pratima, the image in his ashram. So I do not know what is the context you are telling about the Brazil and all Italian. This is Mataji, 1 minute. Let me complete. See, for me, there are students from 30 countries. They are from Honolulu, from Germany, and from America, and Japan, and also Italy. There are people coming. So, you know, you may be knowing Titiana. You know Titiana? Titiana is from Italy. She speaks very good Kannada. She was there in Mysore for a long time. And one Aya Ikegame from Japan, she is working in London now. And there are people from England also, and Philippines, and even students from Iraq and Iran. They are also studied. So we, as already said, Prashant ji said, we are universal. The Hinduism itself, it is universal. We will accept everyone. There is a choice actually. These are the Advaita, Dvaita, Vishishta Dvaita. It is not a conflict. It is different ideologies. You can choose any ideology and you can practice. Ultimately, getting salvation is important than any other paths. If you go to reach to Delhi via Odisha or via Madhya Pradesh, wherever you go, it reaches to Delhi. Something like that. The goal, ultimate goal is salvation.
So that's what our platform here, it is created for the heritage perspective only. So let me not discuss about the what do you say, religious practices here. So I with folded hands I say that it is only for the promotion of our scriptures and also the heritage. And whatever, we are not including anybody like anybody who is politics is no, I do not believe any political ideologies like in India, maybe BJP or Congress or whatever it is. And we support nationalism. Who are all supporting nationalism only, we support that party. That's it. It is not the question of BJP or Congress or anything else. And why people are supporting RSS is RSS believes strongly the nationalism. That's it. So I am not following anything, but I am following the Rashtra Dharma, that is the nationalism. So this is what I wanted to say and conclude. Giriji, is it okay for you?
Yes.
Fantastic.
We are looking at it mainly from the usage
Prashant ji, I hope, Prashant ji, is it okay what I said?
Fantastic attitude, sir. This is really impressive. This is what I look forward. I'm very glad to have been connected with you. As a next step, Giriji, I mean, I thought, like, you know, if we can start, you know, articulating, you know, the platform, the sort of requirements for the platform, like, you know, from a different angle, what needs to go into it. Most of you know me. So myself, Prashant, career-wise, I've been an IT consultant. I was based in US for over 10 years, and then later became a data scientist, an entrepreneur, and you know, made one exit, and currently mentoring a couple of startups. Now, culturally, I was associated with RSS. My father was instrumental in setting up one of the RSS shakhas in Indranagar in Bangalore. And so over the last 20 years, I've been indirectly associated with them. And spiritually, I'm attracted to Advaita philosophy, and I am following the Sri Vidya Sampradaya under Siddha Guru Sri Atmanandaji. So my spiritual sadhana is in that space. And personally, I have been very much attracted to you know, the Indian temples. And the temples, you know, are the one thing I think the history of India connects. The whole of the Indian subcontinent is connected through temples, and it's just not some architectural monuments, but it's there's a lot more than that. And it's very unfortunate. I used to feel that you know, most of us have you know, very not even a basic understanding of it. And I was always looking at, you know, how to actually, you know, spread this, right? So we should, you know, we had such a, you know, great assets, but we are not even aware of it, you know, this being the place of all this. So as, you know, my orientation towards what I want to do the next 10, 20 years, I just turned 50 this year, about a month back. So I was kind of looking at it, and thankfully, thanks to Nirav, he connected me with Giri sir and all of you. And this is something that is very much in alignment with what I was thinking. So I thought, like, you know, instead of waiting for, you know, doing something, so this is a place where I can actually contribute. I was envisaging, you know, a for-profit kind of initiative where you can create, you know, a platform which can actually, you know, take all of this, you know, there's a diverse varieties of, you know, sampradayas and all of that, and temples and all of that, and get this experience by leveraging upon technology and to the next generation, and actually you can even create a business model, not for a profit in the sense, but to make it into a sustainable thing which can compete with any of the best resources that's available in the world. Right. So that was my interest, and geographically, I think I'm from Hassan district, so Gurur and Shantigrama, which are my native of my mother and father, are also one of the bases of Iyengar traditions, the big temples there. So
Vinay Deshikan, you know Vinay Deshikan?
I know one Deshikan.
Vinay is from your village only. That's what I asked.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There are many people I know from Guru.
Yes. Dr. Ramaswamy Iyengar, who was big literary figure. Correct. I mean, so he's a very close friend of ours. I mean, he passed away. He was my grandfather's.
And Gopinath is also.
Gopinath is also from, and his wife is from Shantigrama. He is from Gurur. So they are all very good family friends. And also, incidentally, Queen Shantala, who was the one who actually oversaw the Halebeedu and Belur temple creation, and also patronaged Ramanujacharya. So she's from Shantigrama, and we have my family lineage going up to that family. So that is some background that I thought we can connect with. Yeah, so that's about my introduction. I'm very glad to be part of this group, and I want to bring my enthusiasm and drive to make this kind of an initiative work, and also my technology and entrepreneurial background to kind of build a business model out of it. So that's my interest. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nirav, maybe you can say a few words about yourself. The Ratha Yatra has various icons, and each one of them has something behind that. Okay. And there's a wealth of information that hardly anybody knows. Okay. So I think when we start something, the same platform can be used for various things to bring things out. Okay. That is the main reason why we want to bring people together. Yeah.
Also, I think, Giriji, it would be so much more interesting, because with these lockdowns and probably the new normal, as they call it, people would be facilitated through the digital and internet medium, rather than actually being able to go and visit the temples.
No, already people are doing that. Many
exactly.
people are doing it already.
Exactly. I remember we were discussing about my idea for a virtual ashram and temple, which is not about any specific historically existing temple, but as the ideal temple that can be totally new, but ideal Vedic temple to which people can participate just like people are participating to video games. There's a lot of social phenomenon of video games, which is the gaming approach, we can say, that could be huge from the as an impact on both on the market commercially, as an enterprise, as you were saying, like profit-based enterprise, and as a spiritual, religious work to involve people at a spiritual, religious level, to spread the information, the great knowledge, as Prashantji was saying. We have so many jewels and almost nobody knows about them. So I think that if we focus our actual, energy, resources, time, intelligence, work, and everything in this direction, we can actually have a very good impact. I think this is the purpose of the meeting. But again, from my particular perspective, I would like to encourage everyone to consider not just the target of the Hindus of Indian origin, but please open up to a global public, because we really need to give people a genuine, solid, authentic, authoritative opportunity, which many people would like to have, if now, because I'm stuck in Italy, I'm trying to push on the plan B. So the idea is to register my Vedic Research Center in Italy as well, and I'm picking up student people who are interested. So I'm developing YouTube channel and everything. So please consider this direction.
So, Mataji, I actually totally endorse your view on this. The perception that I have, the vision that I have, is to make it not for some domestic audience, but see, the next generation of Sanatana Dharma followers would be all over the world, and they're not limited to India alone.
Exactly. Right? So we have this idea of the Vishwa Guru, but if we are not teaching to anyone, what kind of Vishwa Guru we are?
Absolutely. And I see the bigger future lies all over the world. So, exactly. And also it has to, the quality of the content and the presentation must be something that is universal, right? So the Sanatana Dharma itself is universal. So its presentation also has to be universal. So, that's why I say, see, the point I was trying to make on trying to create a for-profit model is for the sake that it is easier to raise professional funds rather than dependent on grants and other things, right? So that way it makes it useful, and also it is much more sustainable, and you can actually bring that kind of richness and quality.
Excellent. Exactly. I totally agree on that. I think this is the main
a week ago, I and Mataji I and Mataji had a talk. Modi had mentioned about Jonas Massetti, a Brazilian who had come to Coimbatore study and went. So I actually asked Mataji.
I would like to conclude this video by mentioning that my original idea of the virtual ashram and virtual temple is still under process. I am looking for anyone who would like to participate to the construction of this project. So if you are interested and available, please write to me at the mailbox that is mentioned in the description of the video here below. Also in the description of this video you will find other interesting, important links, useful links. So I look forward to hearing from you. Thanks. Jai Jagannath.